Banter fam, what's happening? I see everyone's asking for this video. Markets, let's get ready for a pump. Okay, guys, we spoke about rejection yesterday. Let's speak about buy zones. Today, we are focusing on buy zones. Where are we buying these pullbacks? Again, the next pump is going to be massive, and I want to speak about we are very close to a strong support zone. We should start seeing a nice recovery for markets from over here. Again, the leg to the upside was strong. Now what we're looking at is a nice short-term pullback into important zones. We nearly have the RSI nice and reset. You can see in the next 4 to 8 hours, we will be reset. And then the market will start getting ready to go up again. Plus, this time for altcoins to join the party. Right? The altcoins have not even begun their short squeeze. Their real short squeeze happens when they break this first big red box over here. So altcoins are one step behind. However, the opportunities are bigger when it comes to altcoins. And the next move is going to be big. You're going to see a very fast altcoin catch up with Bitcoin, because the moment that Bitcoin can get a strong bounce here and get outside of $95,000, no one is going to really doubt so much anymore, right? People are still maybe sitting saying, is this just another little fake bounce again? Bitcoin starts hitting close to the 100K. People are going to start being like, oh crap, it's time to get in, right? And you're about to see FOMO move up very quickly. So today, let's focus on buy zones. Let's also focus on the mental shift of how the market has changed over the last couple of days and what techniques are going to work better now in this market and not staying in the old system. Very important. Okay, so we've got a lot to speak about today. We will go through a bunch of your tokens. I do have a bunch of giveaways, so let's have a great show. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like Sniper. Welcome to Sheldon's show.
Fam, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. If you want a giveaway, hit the like. I want the likes to flop. I get 1,000 likes, I give away a lot. Okay, guys, so let's quickly speak about something. Markets is getting ready to change trends, right? The last couple of weeks being chop, 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 which means basically that every pump that we had basically went straight back down to the bottom again, right? And that's something we've got to be aware of right now, but we've got to understand that when the market starts to change out of that, you cannot be running off the old system. In the survival stage where we had the last couple of weeks, okay, you started to adapt to it, right? You started to shift to this thing of like, whoa, we might chop here for a while. Everything I buy gets stopped out. A lot of these things kind of happen. And then over time, the more you survive, you start adapting to it. You start not really trusting pumps so much. You start doing it. And you know what? Great. That's what you got to do. That's how you survive, right? But it's important to know that when the market starts to change trend again, okay, and it starts to get out of that phase, it is important for you not to be stuck in that phase. Think about an upgrade on your phone, right? You get an upgrade on the phone, okay, you need to update the software. The software needs to be upgraded too, because if you are still sitting with the old software, which means now the market goes out of choppy into trending again, you're going to be a step behind, and you're going to really lose the full focus of how to trade an uptrending market. Remember, an uptrending market can do more damage, right, than a choppy market. And that's not a scary thing. It's just important to know that timing is important, right? Chasing pumps and that is a no-go, right? Because again, I'm sure a lot of people maybe wanted to chase a pump yesterday. And we said, well, wait, we're not on support. Right? You only buy supports. You only buy when we have ripped through, come back to a great place, great support. That's where you buy. RSIs in that time comes down, resets. Market has fuel to go up again. If you're going to buy when the token is already a little bit exhausted, right, where it's already had the bulls come and the buying power comes in, it's getting tired up there, which means it needs a little cool down stage. And if you're going to buy into the tiredness, you're just going to be one of those that are exit liquidity and basically lose within the top. But if you could rather just say, you know what, this thing is pumping, let it pump, then let it, once it will always turn. We now know this now, right? We just went through multiple weeks where we never thought Solana would go back to $100, but it did. It went back to $100, right? So the market will always turn and have a pullback at some point, and that's what you wait for. And when you see that pull and you see the RSIs at the bottom and it's at a hot zone, that's when you deploy. So all you are doing right now is you are actually slowing down, right? And you are more focused on the technique and what and where and how you're actually buying. You're no longer chasing, and because people think when the market starts moving up now, I got to move faster. Incorrect. You actually got to slow down, okay, and allow the people to FOMO in, and you just wait when they get sucked out. Okay, so again, yesterday we pumped straight into resistance. Now, again, it's been a great pump from Bitcoin. Good recovery from Bitcoin back to low 80,000s back to 95,000. That's a strong pump. That's already giving us an indication, hey, we are very much at possibly changing this damn trend again and starting to move in the right direction. We're starting to maybe get out of the chop, because you've got to understand that we went from a bit of a downtrend into a chop trend, right? And it basically chopped, where it came down and chopped. Okay, now what happens is this phase is survival phase, and it is annoying because you buy, you make money, it comes all the way back down to the bottom again, right? But then what happens is we know that when price slows down, once it's already had the drop and then it goes to the choppy depression phase, you know what comes next, right? And you always got to bring up and remember what the cheat sheet tells you here. Where is it? Oh, I just removed it now. Okay, but the cheat sheet tells you that after depression and anger, you then have something called disbelief, which is a disbelief pump. And that's something very much we're seeing right now, where it's like, do I believe it? Do I not? I don't really believe it. It hasn't been true previously. Disbelief, right? And then after that, it starts breaking the highs, and it's like, hope comes in. Okay, and then excitement comes in, and that's when retail is going to fly back in, is on those emotions. Remember, the difference between the 20%, okay, versus the 80%, 20% by the depression, panic, but also disbelief. Disbelief is basically, okay, let it ride through and show me that it's breaking structure, and I'm going to buy the damn retests, right? That is a very important phase where I think these entries are more important than the entries that we got, let's say, 2-3 days ago, right before the pump happened, because this one clarified for us that we are now breaking out now, and we're starting to change, and at any point now we are going to go out of this choppiness over here into trending again. That's why this one for here is where I see us right now. That's the one to pay attention to. After this, you go into the hope phase. After this, you go into the excitement phase. And this is where a lot of people FOMO into crypto. Okay, so we are still that little step ahead. So where you're looking at right now is this was the first. I don't know if you guys have noticed, okay, but you got to pay attention to the first little signs that you saw. The first sign was we broke a trend. But you know what? We've broken multiple trends over the last couple of months, and it hasn't held beautifully well. But the difference over here is you could see that when we broke the trend the first time, I'm going to go to this chart over here, just to show you guys over here. When we broke the trend the first time, right? Let's just draw this trend back in over here. There we go. Okay. So we popped our head through this trend. Here, we got rejected. Then the next time, we started to break through. But the big problem was the lower high. You see how we did not make a higher high there. Therefore, price could make a lower low. That was such a critical level. You look how little bit lower that was over there, and look what it resulted in, right? It resulted in us making a lower low. So the big problem there was we broke out, but we never confirmed it. We never actually turned to this area over here, because remember, this is where the bears were holding control. This is where the sell pressure wall was going. So yet we pushed into it, and we pushed into it multiple times. We pushed. We just could not get through there. Therefore, price rejected pretty aggressively, and it went straight back down to support areas, right? Where this time now, we can officially say we have our first higher high, okay, in a long time, right? All the way from the tops over here, you could see we were just setting in lower highs the whole damn way. Where now, for the first time, we have a higher high, which we're looking for now. Next is we're just looking for the higher low. That's the current pullback we are seeing now. Okay, a nice little lower low here, and the market starts trending. And again, what's the big mental shift you need to just be prepared for now is now the market is going to at any point go out of this into this. Okay, now this, guys, is very important. If you time incorrectly over here, okay, these drops here were big, but this is going to be way more aggressive. If you buy here, this little 30-40% drop or anything that happens very quickly here can be aggressive. They're fast, and it can really catch you off of guard. And you know what's crazy? The market will end up going up for multiple weeks, and you'll end up losing money because all you are doing is you are timing wrong. You're getting a little bit worried when it pumps up, and you're basically saying, but this thing can come back down. So you basically, you panic out, and then it goes up, and then you FOMO back in, and you're basically on the wrong side of the fence. We're here, let it ride, and buy the strong levels on support. Buy it when it cools down. An example, right? An example. I think that the Trump token, okay, is looking strong as hell. But not yesterday was the time to buy it. If we go look at the Trump token today, right, there we go. Now again, perfect example, okay? Allow something to pump. When it's going, let it go. And the first thing you're looking at is this thing like, is it actually breaking structures? And I want to show you guys this over here. Very clear that as this thing has been going down, the lows have been low, 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 low. Every single one of them, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. So the first thing you wanted to see from this pump was not, I'm going to FOMO into this thing. It is, oh, okay, is this true? Are you going to break a structure, break a level, break something, prove to me that this thing is changing trends, and then I'll pay attention, right? And what did it do? Boom, absolutely smashed the higher high. Now you're like, okay, let's look at some damn supports. Let's look at where I can buy this thing, right? And it's very clear over here on the left-hand side, just to show you guys here. Here is great support. Therefore, that's where we're currently holding. Plus, there's one more below over here. This pump here, I don't think was for nothing. I do actually think that this thing is going to start moving in an uptrend. I think it's going to actually start moving in this direction now and start making its way up to the higher areas. But this, I want to be on this side when I buy it, not on that side when I buy it. We get it? So not this chasing thing here. Let it pop. It will always come back down. There's always going to be exit liquidity. You buy the strength. You buy when the RSIs are making their way down. It's not even at the bottom yet. So when this thing's at the bottom, this thing's still telling you now, wait, here's a support, but let's get the RSI to the bottom. Then you buy. From that, guys, you are setting yourself up for another massive rally, but you are going to be at the bottom. You are going to be in control. Therefore, you can put stop losses in reasonable areas. You can protect yourself better. We got it? Okay, let's go back here to Bitcoin again, because I want you guys to have the updated software. Don't fall into the old traps and think that just because this market was hard, that it's always going to be this market. When it shifts, yes, I am one of the kings in bull, right? Definitely. This is my damn market. This is my shit, right? I love this stuff. I love when this market's trending. But why? Because I you know, the problem is with me, right? I didn't even go to the other software. You know, when the market went choppy like this, I didn't even go to that software. I just stayed in this software for like multiple weeks, this software. So when it comes to this software, I'm trained. I'm in. I'm there, I got it, I see it, I'm in, right? And that's my choice of trading. My choice is I believe that this market is bullish for the long period. Therefore, the best skills that I want is to be very powerful in bull runs. Bull runs, bull cycles, bull pumps, any of these things, I want to be dominant. Now, over time, I will slowly increase and get better at my downside, yes, okay? But I know that with my money, I give myself way more accounts. Therefore, you will see over 3 months of the market wrecking, I always have an account. I can always go again. I can always do again because that's what I have planned for. I've taken my money and I said, you know what? I don't need to trade it a lot. I learned leverage skills. I learned a lot of these things. Split my money up into tons of little bits and let me go multiple times. If I get smacked here, let me go again, let me go again, let me go again. Because when my win comes, but that's me. Right? That's how my sort of way works. But this is important now to understand. Move with the system as it goes. So here are your big levels on Bitcoin. Let's speak about this now. I see this now being an important buy zone for the market and an important area to open some trades, right? Specifically when it comes to altcoins itself too. Because altcoin trades in these areas here now, we know they're the underdogs and we know that they have not even started their short squeeze just yet, right? So again, I was okay to allow this to ramp up and come down, and we do have our higher high. So what we're looking for Bitcoin now is a higher low. There's two big support zones. Bitcoin has actually just hit one of them, right? And which one did it just hit? It just hit because remember, and I just want to show you this quickly so you can see everything that I'm seeing and you can understand what I'm seeing here, okay, is we looked for the first time now for Bitcoin to pump and break the higher high, and that's what it did, right? But now what it has is one of these previous highs over here is going to become the next floor. Because what you have here is you had a resistance that was controlling the market or holding the upside. Every time we got up, it got rejected. Okay. Now what we got to understand is that was all resistance levels. So these were all resistances, red boxes. They've been broken now, which means that one of these walls now are going to turn into support, and this is going to be the bounce zone. And what's going to happen is something that was like this, that was resistance, now turns into floors. and it will bounce on the previous levels like that to the upside. Okay, so if we go back up over here now, we have hit the first sign over here where we've hit a support zone. And I want to show you guys the support zone. Let's go to another Bitcoin chart, a cleaner one over here, and just show you where the support zone is. The first support zone, two big bounce zones on Bitcoin. Here's the first one. You see how we broke it? We broke through it. Now it's holding at it. The next one is over here. Okay. So what it's telling me now is this is two of the big areas of where we're going to see bounce. And we also know that because we broke this big resistance, we look at the next prices of where Bitcoin's going next, and Bitcoin's going to $100,000 after this. If it has a successful higher low here, Bitcoin's going to chase the 100. And once we're through the 100, then we know how fast things start to shift. So I got an idea there now. Now, the next thing that's just important, guys, is to add something as confluence to this, something that kind of helps you identify, because you know there's two bounce zones now. Bitcoin has hit the first one, and you know what? This could be the bottom. I spoke about it yesterday. Okay, I spoke about how this 91,000 can be this bottom area here for Bitcoin before the next push. Okay, and there is a scenario where, hey, maybe this thing does want to go down to 89 over here. And the important thing over here is this thing here. Okay, RSI. RSI is now approaching the bottom over here, which is cool, right? But it is not fully there just yet. So what that basically means is, hey, hold another 4 hours. Hold another 4 hours. And you know what? If this thing is at the bottom over here and we are in this green box, there we go, baby. That's the one to really pay attention for the buys. Plus, slap a damn trend line on it too. If it breaks the damn trend line, let's go. Pay so much attention right now to your entries, guys, because these entries can change your damn lives. And I'm being very honest here. These entries, when this market goes into bull territory, if you ask the big one, and I know this, right? I don't want to speak too much around the Luna thing, but the Luna thing was obviously a devastating event. But you know, Rand got that thing at a couple of cents and it went to $100. That trade changed his life. Also ruined it later. Not ruined it, but also made a massive headache. But he caught it over there. You know, another trade that did very well for him as well was catching $10 Solana or $8 Solana. And Solana went to $300 after that, right? Okay, well, $250. That one also changed his life, right? I have had 2 or 3 trades in my life that made a very big reason of where I am today, not the 1,000 of trades that I took. You are trading every day for that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful entry. So take the pride in it and take your time to get that sexy damn entry. So again, now, this is the bounce zone. The next bounce zone is over here. I'm saying that we could wick if we wanted to, but this RSI, if we are down on this RSI at the bottom, okay, and we are in that box and we break the trend, it's going. Okay, because again, the market now does not care about pullbacks anymore, and it won't. It had its time on pullbacks. It's had its time on chop, which means you wait for the fast pull into zones. That's it. Make your decision, load up. And again, this is simple. I can buy 50% of what I wanted to buy over here and leave a little bit over here. And you know what? If it breaks the highs, then I'll add the other 50. 50-50, right? 50-50 is the great one over here. Both sides, you win either way. You either can buy some more cheaper or you can add some more and you confirm that the bounce has then come through. Okay, so that is the play there on Bitcoin, the bounce. And my next zone is $100,000 plus. That is where I see the squeeze happening. Altcoins, here we go. Your alts are now hitting buy zones, right? So as you can see, a tip just touched the top of the buy zone. You see this support here on the left, and you see this one over here. This one, I still think we're going to hit. So I personally think that there's still a little bit more downside before we go up. I'm talking about 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours. So maybe now we start continuing to pull down a little bit. Market opens, a little bit more of a pullback. But then, huge, huge, huge bounce to the upside. Huge bounce to the upside. And not only do I see us breaking here, I see us starting the big short squeeze. So these entries are very important to me over here. And RSI is nearly at the bottom. We're creating pin. So again, it's telling me another 2-3%. And that's where I'm really paid attention. And the next thing that I'm doing is you just zoom in slightly over here. Okay, just slap the damn trend line on it. And that's my signal. That is my go signal, guys. I know that that is where I'm looking to bounce. But that thing, all in, baby. No. One thing with me is you'll always find confidence. If I lose, I'm confident. If I win, I'm confident. I'm confident. I go like it's my last trade on earth every single damn time. right? And that's why I get the mega wins when they come, and I do go through the downsides, but my wins, I would not be here today if my losses were worse than my damn wins, right? I'd not be presenting the show here today and continuing. Okay, Bitcoin dominance, hovering. Look here, market goes up, dominance comes down. Market goes down, dominance goes up. So when the market wants to go up again, dominance come down. Let's send the damn altcoins. Let's get them going. Another important chart here too, just to confirm that bullishness should definitely be one of the better thoughts right now than bearishness, right? Is this chart over here. USDT dominance. As you could see here. Matty, what's my like, sir?
Did you watch the
500. It is at 500.
Yeah, let's do the song for my likes. Get the damn likes up. Let's go. Okay. Let's jump in here. This chart, guys, USDT dominance, right? Money flowing into dollars. In and out of dollars, sorry. When this chart's going up, people are getting out of coins into dollars, panicking, right? When this chart's going down, people are getting out of dollars into tokens, right? So this chart is something, and I just want to show you this over here. If we zoom out, it's been choppy, right? But remember what I spoke about, how a lower low or lower high means a lot, right? I just showed you now that on Bitcoin here, multiple times that we come down and test, but because we got these damn lower highs the whole time, we kept going down. And as it made lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, right? Now, first time, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's what's happening over there, right? But the lower lows is a big thing here. Now going to USDT dominance, zoom out to the high time frame, and this chart still keeps me incredibly bullish to say that there is still a bull market, there is still an alt season, there is still everything we've been waiting for. We just had a little 3-month hurdle because there's crap going on in the world, and that's okay, right? But if you look at this over here, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Break of trend to the downside. This, for me, easily indicates a lower low. And you know what? When price was here, Bitcoin's at $110,000, $108,000. ETH was back at 4K, right? Solana was at the 250 marks. That's where your altcoins were valued when we were over there, right? Now, let's zoom in here and just show you now what's been happening here. We lost the trend. We lost the trend. We set in a very big higher low at the top there. All that I'm looking at now is a retest and another explosion to the downside. And I actually think that this, over the next little while, can actually really trend down, which means that every entry you're fighting for right now can definitely be the entry that gets us back to the tops again, right? And again, I think a higher high in Bitcoin is definitely incoming. So let's go through your alts over here. If you pay attention to all of them now, you will see. So here is Dogecoin. Token that I'm paying attention to for some buys, token that I really want, right? If I look at this chart here, very bullish, but not only very bullish, incredibly excited for the growth that's incoming, right? This could easily be a start of a rally back to the mid-50s to the 40-cent mark. So there is a good amount of up to 100 to 120% gains incoming here on the time. Not only thinking about, especially if you're a big dreamer and a big thinker the way I am, I even think we can enter all-time highs, right? I think we can go into crazy territories. But nonetheless, let's zoom in over here and let's look at the exact same thing. It's very clear here, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. First time, higher high, right? Higher low, let's go, right? So let's go in over here and just show you guys, it broke the trends. We can see that it broke the trends. And let's zoom in here and show you that this is the technique that you now focus on. This is your buy zone. And look how it already had a nice little pin bar over there. It's telling you that, hey, this pin bar is starting, but still take another 4 hours to make your decision. When it's at the bottom and this previous high turns into support, that's the buy zone. So your buy zones here on Dogecoin is this over here. Boom. There's your buy zones, right? If you want to be sure, instead of just guessing, just slap a damn trend line on it. Because at any point, market's going to reach bounce now, and we break the trends, we go. If it now has bounced here and break the trend, that's the signal, right? Over there as well. So Dogecoin is one I'm paying a lot of attention to on this buy over here. Solana, Sol is actually quite interesting because Sol is looking a lot stronger than the rest of the market right now. If we look at Solana at this point, Sol is now turning this little piece into support. So that means Solana right now, if we had to go up again from here, Sol, that's the pattern that Sol's in right now. That's a huge bullish path. Like if that's how big the green is, And that's how small the red is, right? It's insane. It's insane to see the pattern that this thing is in. Okay, so again, just reminding you that pullbacks are going to be quite scarce when this market goes. If we have one more pump from here, do you think this market's going to care about pullbacks anymore? You think they're just going to pull back at any point? The market's going to eject very quickly. So there's two areas here. We are bouncing on this first one, okay, but I still have this one in mind over here. And this is just in mind because I know that Bitcoin can still go to the 89 or the 90,000 as well. Okay, so that is a bounce over there. And what's nice about it is I can zoom in and again, pop the trend in. It's telling you now, don't make your decision just yet. Yes, we are bouncing. That's good. But you still have this one available over here. And this is sitting at that 139 and 142. Okay, so this one is there sexy at this point. Okay, but right now, there's the trend. Wait for the RSI to be at the bottom. But from here again, so again, your two buy zones. I'll pop this in over here. The 145 and the next one is the areas of the 141 to the 142. After that, guys, Sol for me, it's definitely one that I'm paying attention to here. Solana for me is the $180 mark. First push, and we do have the areas of up to 200. Those are the two levels of where I see Solana going next. But Sol's definitely being one of our leaders. Another nice one to pay attention to here too is ONDO. We saw how ONDO was getting heated up. ONDO is now on a good support zone. Okay, RSI is now, let's just actually double click. Why RSI? Why? Let's just see here. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't work. There we go. Getting to the bottom. Okay. And here's two bounce zones. Again, 50-50 is fine to buy some here and to wait if it wants to go a bit cheaper. I do have another support in case Bitcoin. Remember, I just got these supports here, which means I just went and took the little bit less, the next supports after the ones that we're currently at now, just in case Bitcoin wants to go to 90,000. Right. So there's my two zones over here. When this cracks off, that's the trade. So again, leverage traders, once this goes here and breaks, you can put a stop loss over here. You see what we've done? Yesterday, we could have FOMO'd in, but do you see the difference? The difference yesterday is if we bought into the market, let's pop this in over here, your risk was that big, where now your risk is that big, right? Even just back to the tops. So that's the difference between just waiting for it to come and damn retest again versus not. So ONDO is another big one. Your Algorand. So again, I think these alts are going to go a little bit lower. Okay. The alts are still not hitting all the main supports just yet. And again, Total 3 is telling me that. Total 3 is telling me, hey, a little bit more. Let's go touch this top over here. And that'll be really good. And from that, we rocket ship and we go. Okay. Yes, tequila later today. Sure. Whole bottle. I do think when we're in the fat zones, I think you can have a little bit more tequila than what you usually have. I think you can maybe take an extra couple shots. That's cool. But yes. Okay, so let's go back in. So there, ALGO, pay attention. Cardano. Look how Cardano has already hit the zone, already starting to bounce. I think Cardano is going to pop, guys. I do. I think Cardano is going to really start ripping to this 80-90 cents mark over here. I think it's got a strong pop incoming. So keep an eye out on Cardano. They say it's a little bit lower, guys. I'm talking 3 to 5%. But we also know, okay, again, I'm upgrading my software, but I still have small elements in my software of what happened in the past. The reason why, but for 3%, Sheldon, why should I bother? Because we know this market can also do funny things. Right? If it wants to wick or trip and maybe actually even lose this and go a bit lower, we need to always still have that in mind a little bit over there as well, which means that you have your zone now. Just wait for the damn RSI and wait for the trend line to break. The trend line is the one that's going to protect you and help you a lot with that. But again, Say is a big one. AVAX is a big one. Look at AVAX's short squeeze after this. I just want to show you guys the squeeze. Right? On the short term, the squeeze is to the $28. Big move, right? But the real squeeze that I'm seeing is the pump to the $35 to $40 mark. Right? That's the bigger one that I'm seeing. Okay, so that one for me, AVAX is one of the exciting ones. Here is ETH. Okay, here's my play on ETH. So ETH is still not there yet. I still think a tiny bit lower. Okay, but that for me is ETH. Boom, boom, boom. And ETH started rallying up to the 2K. So I'm paying attention to that one over there. Sui. You ain't going to catch them all, guys. These things don't like to pull back when the market gets bullish. Right? So this one, oh, I missed it. Just wait. Move on to something else sexy for now. right? Because at some point, this thing will do two things. The first thing, it will maybe decide to come here, and then it's at support, then you look to buy. But secondly, let it damn explode, let it come back, and we'll buy it over here. It ain't gone. Nothing's moving. Just leave it. That's not sexy right now. Chill. There's so much more sexiness over there on the rest of them over there. I saw a couple. Let's actually see if there was any crazy. The Trump pump and Polygon. I know we spoke about Poly. Yes. We caught it. Very nice. We got this one 2-3 days back. You see what we did? We're allowed to pop, break. We got the Polygon pump. Well done. Great. Now move on. It's gone now. Okay. We move on to the next chapter. Maddie, will you please give me, how's my like, sir?
We just hit 800.
800. Get me to 1,000. I'm going to do a giveaway. Until then, give me some tokens. Guys, who wants tokens? Let me know. Hit the like. Give me 1,000 and I'll give away BitFunded. Who wants BitFunded, guys? Who wants BitFunded accounts? Again, shout out, just before I start the tokens, shout out to my sponsors. Blowfin. Guys, if you sign up with my link right now below, go spin the damn wheel. You can win stuff. Right? Very cool. But also an incredible exchange. If you're looking for exchange to trade, no KYC, incredible. Right? Really, really, really good one. So shout out to Blowfin. You'll find right here in the description below, you will find the Blowfin link over there. And again, you get sign-up bonuses, you get discount on fee. There's a lot of different things that come with using the link over there below. So shout out to them. And then also as well, this is BitFunded. Here we go. BitFunded, you got these levels and these stages. Okay, if yeah, at $79, and you can trade at 5,000 by passing these two levels. Okay, this one over here is 99. If you get through it, 10,000. And again, once you get through the levels, you get to trade with real money, which is stage 3. Okay, and you get to keep 90% of the profits. So this is a way for you to have way more buying power than what you got, and to obviously keep way more profits than the normal size, especially leverage traders. If you're not skilled at leverage, perfect way to start leverage because you are protecting your downside. Okay, I actually want to have a look. What is this fear and greedy index telling us here? Let's have a look. Oh, now we're greedy. Oh, okay. It's so funny how fast we could turn. That's how fast the markets move. Okay, Maddie, let's go. I need some coins, sir. Is that like real?
Yeah, 𝗧𝗿𝗃oin. A lot of people asking about 𝗧𝗿𝗃oin.
I was like, what the hell? 𝗧𝗿𝗃 is a new coin. Okay, again, so just want to show you guys a few things here. Okay, so let's go here. Here we got 𝗧𝗃oin. Correct. Okay. So again, when it pops, let it pop. Then what you have is you go look at a little bit of previous data. You go look at the stuff on the left and you say there is a support zone over there. Okay, and if you look just above it over there, there's another support zone over there. Boom. Look which one it hit, right? Boom. RSI was at the bottom. You see it over there. You see it over there. Okay, and the last thing over there that you saw as well is it broke the trend. See it? Right? So 3 things. There's my support. Which one we're going to bounce? Okay, the RSI will tell you and the trend line will tell you. So that's where it went. So now let's fast forward and let's show you the next thing. Right now, we have support over here. Okay, and do I see any other? Not really. So for me right now, fart may just fart even more and just keep going now, right? Gas it up. Okay, but where I want to buy it, if I wanted to buy this now, will be that zone. Okay, and I'll zoom in here and I'll see if I can find a nice trend. Okay, and I'm not interested until it's in my zone and breaks the trend. So the good buy zones here is the 95 to the dollar mark. Where do I see it going? I know a lot of people are in 𝗧𝗃oin at this point. The next big area is a very big Fibonacci level, which is 618. Okay, the next area is $1.7. So there is a nice strong pump incoming over there as well. Okay, next one, Matt. IMX had a rip. Can't believe how this coin had a pump. Solid pump. Very, very, very good pump. All right, this is why you don't chase pumps. We got it, guys. No chasing crap. Let it pull back. Let it come back. Let it come down again. Okay, so where is support zones? I see supports over here. It's actually very near a support zone. So there's support, and there is one more lower over here, but it does look like we're getting near some buy zones. Okay, which is over here. There's your first, and then you got your second one over here. Okay, then we just zoom in. You see what I do? I do my analysis on the 4 hour, then I zoom in and I just pop into the one so I can see better, and I just put that in. right? And then I know the next area. Now, the next thing that's important. So the first thing here is it did pump nice, but it needs to make a higher high, right? So that's what we kind of got to see next. So the next push over here is to the areas of the 80-cent mark. Okay, then we got the next areas of $1.10. So those are the two areas. So again, here's your bounce zones, and you're preparing for a rally up to the 80 cents and to the dollar. Okay, next one, Matt. H bar. Let's go H bar. Guys, are you enjoying the longer shows again? Where we sit and go through a bunch of coins together. I go through my analysis and we go. I told you that I wasn't going anywhere. I was busy building stuff. Busy building my indicators, building my schools, you know, just resting. Coach had me on the bench, right? Just had me on the bench because I'm a attacking player. I'm not a defense player, right? And that's great. H bar is in a buy zone. Yes. Good buy zone in H bar. Great trade. Look at that. From here, my next areas is 24, and we do have the 28 as well, cents as well. So yes, good areas, especially spots. Looks amazing. Again, for leverage traders, pop a damn trend line in, okay, and wait for the trend line to break. It's actually not far. And then it will get going strong over here. I'm pretty sure you guys missed the live tradings too, right? But club is where I need to go put a lot more live tradings in, and that's where we're going to get. Remember, Sniper Club over here, guys. Join club. Oh, and school today. Make sure for those who are signed up for school, make sure you join. Okay, Matt, I'm at 1,000 likes.
940. 60
okay, I was
more.
going to give away a lot of Bitfunders, but let's give away 3. Let's give away 3. Niels, I like Niels. Niels has been here. He's been chatting through a while. Niels, let's go back, Maddie, if you can find his comments. Niels.
It's gone, but I'm sure he knows. I'm sure I can
Niels,
go back and find it.
Niels, I'll give you a Bitfunded. Dan, you get a Bitfunded. Let's go. Next one. Who wants a Bitfunded? Hector, you get a Bitfunded. Love you guys lots. Get your damn buys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.